Congratulations, class of 2022. Welcome to your senior class guidance lesson. You've reached a major milestone, and we are eager to share this senior year experience with you. Part of the senior experience is a preparation for life after high school. That is what we are here to explore today, your post-secondary options or life after high school. Who are we? We are your Centennial High School counseling team. We are here to ensure that you are meeting graduation requirements on schedule and that you are well prepared for your post-secondary pursuits. Counselors are assigned to students by last name. If your last name begins with A through CO, Mr. Giles is your counselor. If your last name begins with CP through H, I, Ms. Ekpo, am your counselor. If your last name begins with I through NH, Mrs. Rook is your counselor. If your last name begins with NI through SI, Ms. Freeman is your counselor. And if your last name begins with SJ through Z, Ms. Peart is your counselor. Ms. Holloway is our graduation coach who stands in the gap between struggle and success. Her goal is to remove the barriers that stifle the graduation potential of our Centennial High School students. Let's get started. As a graduating senior, your post-secondary options are noted here: college or trade school matriculation, military enlistment, or full or part-time employment. Question: what fears do you have about your post-secondary plan? On a scale of 1 to 10, rank your level of anxiety, with 10 being the most anxious. I'll give you a minute to do this. In previous years, students have reported the following: I don't have a plan yet. Is it too late? How many college applications should I submit? Am I employable? How do I start the job search? What happens if I do not get into the college of my choice? Will I get into any college? How many job applications should I submit? Can I afford college? How do I find and apply for college scholarships? Is it too late to join the military? Here's where you exhale. Our presentation goal is to assist students in acquiring the skills and strategies necessary for setting short-term goals towards the successful pursuit of a post-secondary plan. In summary, our goal is to address your fears.
Good day. I'm Lieutenant Colonel John Naputi, and I'm the Senior Army Instructor for the Centennial High School Army JROTC program. Today, I'm going to explain your options for entering the military. There are two main avenues to enter the military for each of the four main services: Army, Air Force, Navy, and Marine Corps. You will enter the military either as a commissioned officer or as an enlisted soldier, airman, sailor, or Marine. If you wish to become a commissioned officer and you're interested in one of the military academies, you would simply Google United States Military Academy for the Army, United States Air Force Academy, or United States Naval Academy for the Navy and Marine Corps. And each of those websites will give you the entrance requirements and the application process. Each service also offers virtual information and has local representatives listed on their websites that can help you with the application process. If you wish to become a commissioned officer but not through an academy, you can do so through a college or university ROTC program. You would simply Google Army ROTC, Air Force ROTC, Navy ROTC, or Marine Corps ROTC. And each website will tell you about their scholarships and which colleges and/or universities offer ROTC programs. If you're interested in ROTC at a certain college or university, you could also look on that school's website and then click on ROTC. In any event, it is best to then directly email or call to that school's ROTC recruiting operations officer for more direct information. Whether entering an academy or a college ROTC program, you would essentially complete a 4-year degree and then become a commissioned officer in that military service. The second main avenue to enter one of the military services is as an enlisted soldier, airman, sailor, or Marine. When entering as enlisted, you will go to basic training and go to a military school to be trained in a specialty. Depending on your interest, you can go directly full-time or part-time into any service. For full-time, you would simply Google Army recruiter, Air Force recruiter, Navy recruiter, or Marine Corps recruiter. This would lead you to the closest recruiting station where you can call or you can go to for information. If you are thinking about entering the military but not on a full-time basis, you could enter the reserves or the National Guard for each service. You would simply Google Army recruiter or Army National Guard recruiter, Air Force recruiter, Air Force National Guard recruiter, or Navy Reserve or Marine Corps Reserve recruiter. That will take you to the closest recruiter for the reserves or National Guard for each component. The Navy and the Marine Corps do not have a National Guard force. What are the benefits of entering a military service? Besides service to one's nation, each service branch basically offers the same general benefits in terms of pay, medical, job training, and education. You would speak directly with a recruiting operations officer at an academy or a college or university ROTC program, or an enlisted recruiter to discuss your service commitments, additional bonuses, or incentives. The ASVAB, or Armed Services Vocational Aptitude Battery, is an aptitude and ability test to help identify one's strengths and weaknesses in order to correctly align you with a military job training skill. If you are pursuing a military academy or ROTC program, the ASVAB is not needed or required. If you are entering as enlisted, your recruiter will set up the testing for you.
Hello, I am Mrs. Robinson, the Work-Based Learning Coordinator. I want to give you some information about finding full-time employment as a senior. If full-time employment is your interest, you should find a job that will give you an opportunity for advancement. For example, you could work at a food service organization such as Chick-fil-A or McDonald's. They offer training and educational programs to build your path towards the future. They also give you opportunities to help you meet the goals that you have for your future. So you can go through and work as a part of their work readiness program. So there are also some places where you can actually go and look for jobs. So the Department of Labor gives you a chance to have an array of services for employment. They also have opportunities for you at the Chamber of Commerce. This is a group that gives you a chance to find out about all of the employers in an area. And we also have a jobs board here at Centennial that will give you a chance to seek out some of the employers that are looking for employees. Thank you.
For those of you with no interest in military enlistments or full-time employment, the remainder of this presentation will be dedicated to the college selection and application process. Big Future is a College Board supported site that hosts several college and career search and exploration opportunities. Georgia Probe Fairs are national college fairs that attract multiple recruiters from various institutions. It is your opportunity to visit multiple schools without incurring gas or travel expenses. Rather than to move from state to state or city to city, you simply move from table to table, exploring what each institution has to offer. This year, the Probe Fairs will be face-to-face. Registration is required. The Peach State Tour will host virtual and in-person sessions this year. It is a collaboration between the University of Georgia, Georgia Tech, Augusta University, and Georgia State University, bringing multiple admission representatives to one location for a thorough exploration of the college application and selection process. Participation requires registration. After selecting colleges of your choice, the next task is to apply to those colleges of choice. We will break down the college application process in these next 7 steps. Most college applications will be submitted electronically. They may be submitted through a number of platforms. The most frequently used platforms are noted here: NAVIANCE, the Common Application, the Coalition Application, and the College-Specific Platform. The MyUGA portal is an example of a college-specific application platform unique to the University of Georgia. The Common Application is a college application portal that allows students, teachers, and counselors to submit one document to several collegiate institutions. Most colleges utilize the Common Application as their main application portal. If students would like to use the Common Application to submit their college applications, students must link their NAVIANCE and Common Application accounts. Again, if a Centennial High School student plans to use the Common Application, they must link their NAVIANCE and the Common Application accounts. Video instructions for doing so are provided via the link noted here. What is NAVIANCE? NAVIANCE is how students will submit college applications and request transcripts and letters of recommendation. Students may access NAVIANCE directly through the NAVIANCE website or through ClassLink using their traditional Fulton County Schools technical access credentials. The college application will initially request your application or deadline type. It is important for you to know your application and deadline types. They are noted here. If you apply early decision, know that that application type is binding. That means if you apply to this college and are admitted, then you must attend this college. You may only apply to one institution via early decision. Early action is non-binding. This is when you apply to a college earlier than the traditional deadline, often submitting less information. You do hold a deferred option, where students are then asked to apply for regular decision to supply more or updated information. Again, early action is a non-binding application. Then you have regular decision. Regular decision is also a non-binding application with traditional deadlines of January or February. These application types often require a bit more information than early action and early decision applications. Rolling admission applications are when colleges review applications as they are submitted. The admission decisions are made throughout the admission cycle, and again, this admission type is non-binding. Open admissions, this is the admission process that is the least competitive and the most inclusive. It also is non-binding. After you've selected your deadline type, you'll then complete the application. Be prepared to provide the following: personal data, education, test information, family history, extracurricular activities, academic honors, work experience, an essay or personal statement, and your digital signature. These are helpful points to consider as you complete your application. It may be helpful for you to print out a hard copy as a rough draft so that you can anticipate what you will need to provide before submitting your application. A resume is often necessary to have on hand, as well as a list of school and community activities, those that you'll consider for letters of recommendation. That would include contact information, as in email addresses or phone numbers. Your grade point average would be necessary, mainly a transcript, and your parents' or family history in regards to post-secondary pursuits. Save your work as you go. Make sure that you've checked your spelling and grammar. Make sure that you've acknowledged and have paid the application fee. Know that if you are on free and reduced lunch and you have used an SAT or an ACT waiver, you hold an application fee waiver opportunity. Please see your counselor for such opportunities. Ultimately, when you're done, be sure to hit submit. Because college applications involve multiple components, a pacing guide is often necessary. MakeMeAFreshman.com provides just that. It's your pacing guide. It's where you will organize your specific requirements for each college and financial aid application. It's where you host everything in one place. MakeMeAFreshman.com is a very helpful resource. Once you submit your college application, you will then request for the release of your official transcript. This transcript will be sent to each of the schools for which you submitted an application. All Centennial High School transcripts will be requested and released through NAVIANCE. To request a transcript through NAVIANCE, please follow these 3 steps noted here. Step 1, you'll enter NAVIANCE. Step 2, you'll enter the college I'm applying to list and click Request Transcripts. Step 3, make sure you track your college applications to ensure that the colleges have received your transcripts. Again, requesting transcripts through NAVIANCE is a 3-step process. The process is noted here. Here's a visual to accompany the 3-step process for requesting transcripts. Remember, step 1 is that you enter NAVIANCE. When you enter NAVIANCE, your screen should look like this. Step 2 will be to enter the college I'm applying to list and click Request Transcripts. From there, you will select the colleges of choice where your transcript should be forwarded. This is the visual for step 3 of the requesting transcripts process, where you track your college applications to ensure that your colleges have received your transcript. The track submission process is noted here. After releasing your transcripts, you'll then release your letters of recommendation if your college requires such. The recommendation request process is also a 3-step process. It begins again by entering NAVIANCE. Once you enter NAVIANCE, you'll enter the college I'm applying to list and click Letters of Recommendation. You'll then follow all instructional prompts. Your last step will be to track your college applications to ensure that colleges have received your letter of recommendation. Here's a visual that outlines the recommendation request process. Again, you'll start by entering NAVIANCE, going to the college I'm applying to list, and then selecting Letters of Recommendation. From there, you'll follow all instructional prompts. Here's the visual for step 3 of the requesting letter of recommendation process. Step 3 again asks you to track your college applications to ensure that your colleges have received your letters of recommendation. This is your track submission process. There are several things to remember about the letter of recommendation request process. We call these important things the rules. The rules are stated here. 1, you'll politely submit your request at a minimum of 10 school days before the deadline. This is a non-negotiable. Next, make sure you supply your recommender with a copy of your senior profile. Your senior profile is similar to a brag sheet or a resume that tells your recommender everything about you that's necessary for your college to also know. Finally, it's your responsibility to follow up with the college to ensure that they have received your transcript and your letter of recommendation. These again are the rules. And then there were more rules. Make sure that you track the delivery of your transcript and letter of recommendation through your college NAVIANCE account. Know that counselors will not complete a recommendation letter without a written or electronic request. Again, through NAVIANCE. Be cognizant of the type of letter that your college has requested, as not all colleges will require a counselor letter of recommendation. Know that teachers, coaches, club sponsors, mentors, and administrators may also serve as recommenders. Be sure to ask the recommender for permission to use them as a recommender. Be sure to provide the recommender a copy of your senior profile, and also provide them a minimum notice of 10 school days. Enter your recommender's name and email address in the online application where requested. It is important to know that if the college does not require a letter of recommendation, most will not accept or review any of the letters submitted. College entrance exams include the SAT, ACT, and the ACCUPLACER. Most four-year colleges and universities require SAT and ACT scores for first-year students. Students must register for these exams through collegeboard.org for the SAT and through actstudent.org for the ACT. Scores must be electronically submitted to colleges of interest through the respective testing agencies. The ACCUPLACER test is a placement test accepted at most two-year colleges. The colleges proctor this exam on their campus. Yes, if you have not already taken the ACT or the SAT, you may still apply to college. Remember, the college application and the SAT and ACT scores do not have to arrive to the college at the same time. Therefore, you can submit your college application and then immediately register for the ACT or the SAT, noted here, and then have that test score sent to your college. Remember, ultimately, you are choosing the test opportunity that will allow your scores to make it to the college before the college deadline. Most college applications require an essay or personal statement. Here are some tips for you to consider as you begin your college application essay. The FAFSA application is the free application for federal student aid. This application captures all government-sponsored financial aid opportunities, including grants, loans, and scholarships. This is one method by which students should apply for the Hope and Zell Miller scholarships. The October 7th, 2021 financial aid event will be dedicated to this application and the submission process. We have now addressed the entire college application process, the military enlistment process, and the process for seeking full-time employment. This slide summarizes each process while detailing your next steps. If you still have questions or concerns in regards to your post-secondary plan, please visit the mycentennialcounseling.com website, as this website will stay stocked full of information that will assist you in securing your post-secondary plan. For important senior updates from the counseling office, text at 6A4AKA3 to the number 81010. Again, text at 6A4AKA3 to the number 81010 for important senior updates from the counseling office straight to your phone. As always, your Centennial High School counseling team is also here to assist you. Counselor contact information is provided here. This slide will pause and pose for a screenshot opportunity. Thank you for tuning in to this exciting senior guidance lesson. We look forward to another great year. Go Knights!